God is immutable because He is eternal, perfect, and omniscient, meaning all-knowing. Eternal, perfect, omniscient. Now, you read that, okay, that's nice. But let me, again, unpack this statement so that we can better appreciate it. You see, when you talk about God being immutable because He's perfect, for something to change, it has to be within the constraints of time. Like, for example, like this morning, I won't ask for, how many of you I'll ask them then. How many of you are married? Raise your hand. Okay, good. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. And so, when you woke up this morning, this one I won't ask, okay? How many of you here coming to church, you had an argument? Don't raise your hand, okay? With your wife or husband. And so, like, let's say this morning your husband, your wife woke up in the wrong side of the bed and just upset and grumpy. Okay? But yesterday, everything was jolly and great and cheerful and wonderful, right? You had a nice date somewhere, you had dinner, but then today she's grumpy, he's grumpy, right? And so within the constraints of 24 hours, something shifted and changed. Okay? It changed. But you see, God is not within the boundaries of time. God is not in the in the constraints of time, which means because He's eternal, He's not bound by time. So the version of God yesterday is still the version of God today. When you woke up this morning, it's still the same faithful, amazing, eternal, unconditional, loving God. That's the same God that you served yesterday is the same God that you're serving today. Hasn't changed at all. So you don't have to worry that, what version of God am I having this morning as I pray? No worries. It's not version 1, version 2, 3.0, 3.5. Is it a grumpy God or is it a loving God today? I don't know. You kids understand this. I have to check, is mom okay today or is dad in a good mood today? I'll ask if I can go to this party if he's in a good mood, right? You don't have to see and wait and check, is God a good God today? He's eternally good. You see how powerful this truth is? And then He's not only eternal, but He's also perfect. Now, when something changes, it's always either for better or for worse. Right? Anything that changes, it's either it's a better version or a worse version. Because if it did not change, then it's no change at all. I mean, it doesn't make sense. That statement even doesn't make sense. If it doesn't change for better or worse, that's actually not called change, right? And so, but since God is perfect, you can't add on to Him. He doesn't get better or worse. You can't add to His goodness or take away from His goodness. His faithfulness, His steadfastness, you cannot add or take away. He's already perfect, and because He's perfect, you can trust Him. He doesn't get better or worse. He's the same. He's unchangeable. Now you can trust His plans as a result. Then not only that, He's omniscient. You see, a person will only change his mind because there's new information acquired. Let's say you go to a Christmas, there's a lot of Christmas parties ongoing now. I mean, it's November, but there are Christmas parties. Those of you internationals, you'll understand this more and more. Okay, they start November for Christmas parties. And so, let's say you go to you're invited to this party, and you hear that the person that you're not really fond of and excited to see is coming. And you heard the day of the party. You were planning to go, but because this person, he or she's coming, I'm not sure if I should show up there. So now you change your mind because there's new information you received. Somebody texted, you saw her tweet or something. Right? And so now you change your mind. But you see, because God is omniscient, He knows everything, He has all the information, He does not change His mind, and He does not shift. He does not change. This is so powerful. Listen, it's going to be revolutionary if you embrace this thing.